Darren, thank you for joining us live at the end of the game at Carrow Road. The second half seemed to undo some good work and foundations that were built before the break.
Yeah, I mean, Raj, I thought we started the game really, really well. Got into the game, the pace of the game. And apart from save that Maxi done in the first half, midway through the first half, I think that was it really. Then we got in at half time, and then I suppose the positive parts of the first half, we had good territory in the game as well to dominate the ball, which we did. And then second half, we get done with a set play, which that's probably the most disappointing thing, because it's just a lapse of concentration where we switched off from the second phase and they've capitalised on it.
It was a strange start to the second half, obviously, with somebody scoring who's come on so quickly. That seemed to just take the wind out of our sails a little bit and give them a bit of added belief that they didn't seem to have before the break.
Yeah, they were getting sort of edgy before half-time. I suppose half-time, in terms of both teams, they probably wanted half-time. We didn't, in terms of keeping in the tempo of the game. Half-time came, and they made the changes. And then, as I said, from the set play, it looked like they added an extra body in the box, and we didn't adapt and adjust to it at the time. It looks like they've got the goal from a second phase, so that's a disappointment. And in terms of gave them something to hold on to second half and gave them impetus in the game, and then meant us really trying to chase to get back into the game. So when I analyse the game, obviously I'm bitterly disappointed, because you don't want to concede from set plays, and when you think that we've been undone with a set play, it makes it even more painful.
The statistics don't really show the full picture of the game, as they often don't. In terms of shots on target and efforts we'd had, we were in the final third quite often on the break. That wasn't an issue for us. It seemed to be that moves were breaking down on the edge of the box quite often, and we're making the wrong decisions whether to pass or to shoot or which ball we were looking for. That must be a little bit frustrating, that we were getting into the positions we wanted to be and we just weren't making the most of them.
Yeah, no. In terms of how we're setting up. The structure to our play and everything else will see us get into the opposition territory. So we will get into the opposition territory. What we have to do is, when we do get into opposition territory, is call it what you may be a little bit more arrogant, a bit more forceful, a bit more self-determined to either get that shot off or that crossing, or get across our marker and get that contact on the goal. As I said, we did get into the final third. We did pose a threat in the final third, but probably the shots that we got off, or the efforts that we got off, was probably a little bit, if we look at it, probably a bit tame and a bit mundane in terms of that. But the most important thing for me, Raj, is that we are getting into those, and the games will see us get into that territory. It's making sure that we get the right connection and that right conviction at the end of it, really, to get ourselves a goal and get ourselves in front of games.
There's a few personnel changes today, forced and unforced. Ben Jackson was recalled and started straight away. That must be a positive for you. He's a player you've picked out previously as having done really well when he's been given the opportunity.
Yeah, no, credit to Jacko, because he probably came back in. Probably back in 7 to 10 days earlier than what we expected, but due to yesterday we had a forced injury, I should say an unforced one really, but Danny Ward limped out of training, so we hope that that's not too bad, and then we just had 1 or 2 issues with the team that away from it, 1 or 2 problems with personal issues from it, so we had to readjust the pack. So we readjust the pack today, and as I said, credit to Jacko that he got through, sort of 65 minutes, which meant us releasing Sorba and pushing Sorba high up the pitch.
The last thing I'll ask you, as we usually do, is about the supporters. There was over 400 of them here today, and it's not a short way to come. It's not an easy place to get to. We can attest to that ourselves. That's fantastic support by them again.
Yeah, no, credit to the supporters, and we thank them all for coming this long way down here, down to Norfolk, to come and support the team. And again, there was over 26,000 in the ground today. But again, credit to them to make their voices be heard for the team and staying right the way to support the team. So credit to them all, and we thank them for the journey down here.
Darren, thank you very much for your time.
Cheers, thank you.